Hello everybody! How are you? This is Fanny. Welcome for this unique episode of Metatrons on the Rocks. So, I started a series of Metatron's Cube 1 or 2 years ago, and I thought I was done with it. And every time I meet someone who inspires me, a leader, or I see an opportunity to do something creative or have an idea, I start painting. This is how I see life in colors. I see people, I see stories, trying to image them and make a picture so they can stay in our mind, forever. So Tony Robbins would be proud of me. Yesterday I recorded a video. I was mad. Really mad after talking to a friend on the phone, not at her, but for something that happened to her. And I recorded one of these videos that you guys don't like, and I decided to change myself to get into a beautiful state and record this video today. So I will tell you the story later, but today we're going to talk about this painting and sacred geometry. I'm going to explain a little bit about the Metatron's Cube, the flower of life, the platonic solids, and the symbols on the painting, and then derive a little bit on some society topics, as I always do, because when I'm painting I have this creative channel opening, but it's also a time of reflection when I have ideas that come and maybe stuff that pop up in my life that I want to discuss because I see it repeatedly in people's lives around me. So talking about small businesses, relationships, and climate change, while presenting the painting. Okay, so let's talk about art. What is this painting about? Let's talk about Terry Mana, because Dwayne Johnson is the one who inspired me to start this painting. I saw him creating a cocktail, right, with his tequila, Teremana. So tomorrow is my birthday, so I got myself a bottle of tequila, but we can start celebrating today. I'm gonna try it. And he was like, okay, send your recipes, send them my way. And he was here with all of his cups, his round glasses. He was wearing a black and white shirt, and all of that inspired me to start the painting. You see the logo, so I put the logo in the middle with the black and white circle, and then all the glasses. You see the ice cubes for the platonic solids with the glow paint. I wouldn't even say glow, it's like a fluorescent, I don't know, it's like a magical paint, and some citrus fruits, so it's gonna be fun and citrusy. It's gonna be fun and citrusy, right? Because it's a birthday to birthday portal. He was doing this video for his birthday, and I set myself the challenge to do it before my birthday, which was like 2 weeks later, May 13. And I finished it last night at 2 in the morning, so I could record it and have it hopefully posted by tomorrow. So maybe we can do like a Father's Day package with a bottle of tequila or a painting, but most importantly, this is my gift to you for your birthday, and I hope you will write to me, send me your address, where you want me to send the painting for you. It's a gift. I promise I won't be stalking you like my mentors are stalking me all the time. This is embarrassing. I will keep it secret, and we'll be so happy because I have so many cool people who have my paintings all around the country, all around the world. Tony Robbins has some of my paintings. My mentor, Dean Graziosi, has, I don't know how many of my paintings. The President of the United States has one of my painting, and I'm going to explain today what this Pachacuti means, okay, the prophecy of Pachacuti. But before we start, we cannot start if we don't try a shot of tequila, okay, because it's okay to have a shot of tequila on your way to pick up your kids. No, I'm just kidding, I'm gonna redo it. Okay, you ready? Okay, so how do you take tequila? I prepared, I have my salt, my lemon. So first, salt to make this saltiness in your mouth, rinse it with tequila, and then lemon to refresh the taste of the tequila. In case you never took a tequila, my last tequila was in 2009, so hope you're ready to see. I like it. When life gives you lemon, you make a Metatron on the rocks. Okay, so it's okay to have a shot of tequila on your way to like my post, share it, comment. Guys, it's official. Billy Carson and Robert Grant liked my post back in 2022 and in 2023. Okay, 2 times. So the road is clear. You can go ahead, you can like, you can share. It's safe. And you can also reply my emails or my mails, so we can work together, partner, or just be friends. Or share the art on Facebook. Okay? Yeah. So in case you didn't notice, I'm the brain behind the sales, right? You see, in 2021, I created this Chaco adventure with a program of conferences, and since then everybody started a podcast, right? So all the great ideas, they take it from me. No, I'm just kidding. But let's talk about geometry. I'm trying to make, I'm trying to be funny. I'm practicing my comedian skills. I have my notes here. Alright, so let's talk about geometry. What is the Metatron cube? I love the tequila. I'm going to pour some while I'm explaining. The flower of life. So when you see this little tiny symbol that you probably learned to do in school, called the flower of life, with a compass, is actually gonna take another shot here in a minute. Okay, I'm not telling when. Surprise! It's like success, right? It can be anywhere. It can come at any time. Like the next one could be the good one. Okay, so the flower of life is a universal symbol in a way that it has the perfect proportions. When you're tracing the flower of life and expand it, then from that pattern, it starts actually with the circle. The circle divides into 2, okay, to do the vesicoprisis, the mitosis, the separation of the cells, the duplication of the cells. Life, creation of life, multiplies, creates the flower of life, the seed of life first, the seed of life. The seed of life that symbolizes the idea, okay? The flower of life is the next step, symbolizes the blooming of the idea, the creation of a project, for example, if you want to take it in a symbolic way. And then when you continue it, you have the fruit of life, which is this is in between the fruit of life and the Metatrons. The Metatron's cube is like the fruit of life is just the circles. You see all the circles, so because it's a cocktail, I was like, I'm going to do the fruit of life with the fruits. It's really like imagery put into metaphors and language. It's really playing with the language all the time. And fruit symbolizes when you're collecting the fruits of your labor, right? And the Metatron's cube has all the connections between all of the circles represent the network. Okay, after you create your project, then you collect your fruits of your labor, or you complete your achievements and stuff like that, and then you start the networking. So kind of the value ladder, if you want, of sacred geometry. Now the Platonic solids, the symbols that you see here, the triangle, the cube, hexagon, the dodecahedron, and what is the other one, octagon, they all are. There's many explanations. I have a whole movie about the Yosoi 2022 movie conference by Matthias De Stefano in Egypt, where each day we were working on one of the solids. Robert Grant as well has his own descriptions and explanation. I see it like the different dimensions of life. You see, I have this painting right here that's called Parallel World. And it's like a travel between dimensions, right? So the different dimensions of life, dimension of the language, but I see, so I'm a lot into numerology, so I see it more into the dimension of numbers. For example, the square, there's a reason why I placed them like this. The square here in number 4, right, down there in Miami, 4 is the foundation, right, the foundation of the house. The number of the architects is the cube, foundation. And then this one is, what is this, a 6, or is it like the hexagon? It's got the Merkaba, right? It's got half of the Merkaba. So when you complete the Merkaba, then you have the balance of the polarities as well. The sacred feminine, the sacred masculine, up as above, so below, within and without. All these polarity concepts that finally merge to come the alpha and omega, to combine into one entity, a complementarity. And actually I had a theory about the soul family concept, the twin flames and soul family, when sometimes you see, they always say, don't work on your weaknesses, work on your strength. Because, for example, I like to create, I create content, I create art and everything, but I don't like to do marketing, like writing newsletters and on Facebook. I like to do it, but it's a full-time job. I would have to do just that, right? So partnering with people who are specialists to that, so you can be creating, and alliances, also complementarity. So seeing it this way, it's no longer, oh, you're weak, you're not achieving your success because you don't know how to do that. It's like, I'm bringing my strength to the table. What are you bringing to the table as well? Okay, and then the honey and salt. So you see all the letters, they're written in this amber color to represent the honey, teremana, or some agave syrup, whatever you're putting in your cocktail. And the salt, you have some glitter all around it, right, to represent the salt around the tequila. So every single detail is thought about for this painting. And the bees, right? So you have the blue angels and the thunderbird. I'm going to come to this right now. And the bees also, that is also flying, but represents the equilibrium between the technology, the engineering, and the natural realm of the bees and the pollination. And this comes to the blue angel and the pollution. So of course, when they're doing their show, it's 6 airplanes, they're doing a show for an hour. This is not what is endangering the planet, right? But they are the best in the world, they are the example, they are the top of the elite of all the sky industry. So if there is an innovation, an example, a message to be made, it will be through them, because they will be like, okay, the Navy, the Air Force, we can do it. So all the other airlines will align. So my goal through my other workshop that I have called the Ministry of Sound, I created an anti-gravity formula, completely technical formula about levitating a ship, an aircraft. So building a completely new type of aircraft that works on free energy. I'm not going to re-explain that right now. You can check it on Ministry of Sound. But the point is to gather. Okay, so my encyclopedia that I wrote has all of that combined in 600 pages. And my goal is to gather, when I offer team building trainings, how does it work? Is to gather people from the Air Force, from the Navy, from the Resonance Science Foundation, all the experts. They're working on teleportation right now. Okay, so they on top of their knowledge and skills, and bringing those scientists, those engineers together around the table, around a week of painting airplanes, or painting symbols, or painting the formula, or whatever, something fun, but that is also a moment where they can brainstorm and see how, when, how long it would take, when, how, budget, everything. How can we transition to have a plan of action to transition from fossil fuel to clean energies? Why? Because the bees, us, my son and I, we repeatedly have bronchitis, we had pneumonia, not just because of that, other factors as well. But most of the kids in my child's class, they're all on what do you call it, sterizine thing, the allergy stuff. It's not because the air is polluted, okay? So all these airplanes, the rockets, everything, this is great, but we need to take a step back. Remember the arrow, taking a step back in technology for a few years. Start trying to conquer the universe while you're burning fuel, so you can plan this free energy aircraft and then go into space, literally. And you're clean, and you have a clean technology. Let's not wait the last minute when we can breathe anymore. We have to say, okay, we can't use our cars anymore, this is over. Or you know, in some cities they do license plate odd numbers on odd days, and like even numbers on the other days, like circulating and stuff. Let's not wait for that. Let's do it now that it's cool, we're relaxed to do it. Okay, if we wait, there will be a real emergency. There is a real emergency right now. And so in order to plan for the Space Olympics in 2030, do you think we can do this in 6 years? I think we can, really. I think we can recycle materials and start that. How cool would that be to do pilot a spaceship? Okay, so now the prophecy of Pachacuti. Why the Blue Angels and the Thunderbird? You know, I've lived in Peru for 1.5 years, and there is a prophecy that when the condor and the eagle will fly together in the sky, then the world will know peace. So what does that mean? Do you have a condor and an eagle here in America? No. The condor is the emblem of the South America, and the eagle is the emblem of North America. So it's got to be some symbolic. Okay, the South America is the connection to nature, the shamanism, the Pachamama, the holistic medicine, okay, transgenerational healing, transmission, knowledge, all of that stuff, right? That in America, it's the power, the engineering, the force, the means, right, to do it. So aligning these two worlds, because there was a time it was like, you know, when I was in high school, it was you pick science or you pick languages. I was like, well, I want to travel the world, I want to learn languages before anything else, but I wanted to be an archaeologist, so I wanted to study science, I wanted to be an astronaut, I don't know, all this stuff, you know, like earth, sky. I was passionate with everything, but I had to pick one lane, and then you gotta stay in your lane. So that's why more and more nowadays, through the self-education or the polymath or the online education, you can actually customize your learning, okay, and become the person you really want to be, not just what education said. Oh, you're good languages, you're going to be a tourist guide or a translator. Yeah, I can do with my languages anything I want all around the world. Okay, so, or you're a scientist, or scientist and spiritual, or the spiritual, they're all hippies, or drug addicts, whatever, you know, those images that we have. So now, no, more and more they're combining, they're realizing that you have to listen to nature to build the engineering. It's no longer just what human wants, it's what human can do with nature that provides the home. There is only one, the planet, okay? So this is the prophecy of Pachacuti, the alliance of the condor and the eagle, of the knowledge and the consciousness, okay? And this is what they represent to me, the Air Force, the land of the skies, right? And the Navy, the seas and the land. So they represent the cosmos and the earth at the same time, but the condor and the eagle flying together. So when I see the air show, I'm on base, I'm like, I married a military guy, I lived in Peru, I came to America, and I'm here in front of this show with the eagle and the condor right in front of me. Bing, maybe I have something to do with it, maybe there is a prophecy happening right now, and we have a role to play to make it fulfilled. The awareness of it is the first step. Then we need to take action. not just act, but take action into making it happen. So the book is ready. Just write me an email, pachamamart1111@gmail.com. How it works: you on base, I meet you on base, I bring all the painting supplies, all the canvases, I plan a cool, easy painting symbolism to do, but we learn, we go deep into the meaning, into something fun, and at the same time we spare some time for brainstorming, and you do the work, you connect with people. If for example, if the Blue Angels are going to call me and the Thunderbird, and then I will try to arrange with the Resonance Science Foundation that there is 1 or 2 representatives that come and do the workshop with us. So at each table we can have engineers and scientists talking together, and I'm pretty much the coordinator, right? And the art is an excuse to gather, and at the end to have a memory of it and something beautiful. Just like this is like the memory for our birthday, the memory for the X show, and the alliances and all of that that's coming, and a shot of tequila. Okay, so this is very powerful. This is real, guys. Through my painting, my house is like a powerhouse. There is so much energy. Some people or animals, they can't even take the energy because you need, it's like when you go scuba diving, you know, you have levels. If you go too far deep, your ears pop or something like that. You know, you need to have scales, progressive. It's the same with the energy, it's the same with the consciousness. It's progressive, you know, and this is why I keep repeating in these videos, so you can learn and maybe believe, because I promise you, I have seen the effect of the painting on different persons. So how this painting is meant for you, it's perfect for your energy, like a lens, right? These glasses, they're perfect for you, and you see it with your prescription glasses, but if someone else does it, it's going to be completely a mess. When I do a painting, it's for that person or the person who are aligned with that energy, and it might not be good for someone else. You know, it's very real. This is holistic. This is super powerful. So when you're in front of the paintings, they open like windows. Every time people come to my house, we stop in front of a painting and there is a conversation that starts opening. We start talking, and it's always something different. That is really, they're really crazy. Okay. Yes. So the emergency, I just want to add my little crazy stuff. You know, I had these theories about the gray aliens. You know, in the 90s with the movies like Mars Attack, and when you see the little gray aliens, like all gray skin, and they don't have a nose and their eyes are like that. And have you noticed how over time our perception of aliens has changed? It's becoming the super sexy galactic Avengers and troops and Captain America and stuff like that, people from other worlds. So there's 2 reasons more. One is that we've expanded also through the fear, but there is also that by our actions we are adjusting the timelines of reality. My theory, my personal theory, is that the gray aliens are humans from the future, time travelers, that after screwing up the planet, like Wall-E type of scenario, there is no more oxygen, there is no more life on the planet, they're all asphyxiated over generation, they're turning gray, their eyes are popping, their lungs are like, when my son had pneumonia and bronchitis this winter, he started coughing for 4 months. I couldn't know the cure, I couldn't know what's going on with him. Finally, we got him on steroids and some antibiotics that worked, but messed up his teeth for the rest of his life. Okay, so that is not an option, but I saw the physical transformation in 4 months. His chest, he had a hole in his chest, he was super skinny. His skin was super pale, you could see his veins blue, and he almost looked like a little gray alien, a better version of it. But I saw that and I was like shocked. You know, I was like, this is real, what I'm saying. You might say, no, the genetics, it would take centuries and centuries, not that long, you know. So as we're bringing awareness massively, as we're spreading the message, we're bettering, right, the timeline in the future. And so these no longer exist. You don't hear anything anymore about the great aliens. Now we see them as like the Avengers, the cosmic, they're all beautiful, they're glowing and stuff, because thanks to us and the work we're doing. So we have to keep going. Okay, so we are travelers, and the messages that we receive are maybe from you from 20 years from now. Okay, sometimes I speak, and when I rewatch the video, I feel like someone else was talking through me. Sometimes stuff I don't even know where this comes from, because some things are so important, the power of consciousness, and unless you experience it, you can believe it. But you can remote viewing. I have experiences of remote viewing every single day, so I know it's real. Watch Sense8 if you haven't. This is 100%. Okay, where are we? Okay, so now another emergency. Small businesses emergency. I was on the phone with my friend the other day, and she's telling me she's amazing. She used to have the Ayurvedic Center of Jacksonville and do all the amazing treatment, holistic medicine, but mostly she cares so much. Like when she's talking, she never talks about her clients. When she's talking to me, she's like, I got a new client, she's just got a baby, they need a doula for a month, like to have like treatments and massages. She's like, I'm preparing for them like a program, man, they're not gonna believe it, it's gonna be awesome, I'm gonna cocoon the mom and do that for her. So I called that chick, she's gonna do the organ juices for her, I'm gonna deliver her the juices so the baby and her to have all the nutrients. Literally, she talks to me about this stuff for 2 weeks and how she's all about it, and she gets there and they're like, oh no, finally. So it's like a whole month program with the pay that goes with it and everything, and she gets there, they're like, oh no, we're just gonna take a massage or two and that's it. And she's like, what? And this is not just the one time, this is all the time. She prepares a stack program, amazing, and she calls me and she's like, they cancel. And I was like, why don't people just go for it? Why is it that people are so hesitant? You know, you have to convince. And I'm telling you, when I just had my baby, after a week, you know, they were like, oh, you're not just gonna be lazy, stay in bed all day, just go to downtown, go visit, go do something. So then I started being like, oh yeah, I don't want to be complacent, I don't want to be lazy. 1 week after the baby, I go downtown, trying to take my mom out to move from the house a little bit, and I pass out downtown New Orleans, because the first 40 days at least, if not the whole quarter of having a baby, you need to be bonding with your baby, and that's it. People who come to your house, they're coming to bring you food, to bring you help, support, but you're not supposed to do anything, because then you think you can. You're like, oh, I'm going out because I can, but you shouldn't. Okay, yes, you can walk, yes, you can do stuff, but you shouldn't. The first 40 days, you have to rest. Okay, this is your time of recovery from 9 months of creating a life and delivering the life and bonding with your baby that is a newborn, a little thing that's never seen even oxygen, and coming outside. This is so important. And the problem, if you don't do that, yeah, you can go to work, you can go out, but if you don't do it, you're going to drag the recovery for years. So remember, 40 days, that's it, and then your full recovery. If you don't do that, you will drag this stuff for years. Insomnia, pain, and everything. So this is so important. And so, you know, I was like, man, the guy is just like, what? He's just gonna buy 2 massages for his wife and that's it. Good job. I did my job. No, you need, if you have the means to get a doula services, do it, because you really need it, you know. And then I was kind of mad, and then I remembered what I saw in Dean Graciosi's podcast. I think there was Louis House. Was it him? Or was it the latest podcast? But they were saying, if people wanted your stuff, they would buy it online or on Amazon. They wouldn't need you. If they come with you, essentially they're talking to you, it's because they have doubts. So what do they need? They need reassurance. So you must convince them why they need it, why they should have it, why you're the best, you know? So reassurance. And then I tried to remember that, and that made me think of what Tony Robbins says: when you're angry, try to go to the higher state instead of be like, people, they cancel all the time. Yeah, but this is your job to convince them, to be like, why do you need that? Why you're making a mistake if you're not getting it. But at some point, you can put all the responsibility to the creator. You have the artist, the creator, that has a duty to share their stuff if they believe it's meaningful and it's going to help the world, yes. But the audience has a duty as well. The customers have a duty as well. It's like having a movie or a book or an act or anything and nobody sees it. Okay, your eyes is what makes the art alive. Okay, your investment is what keeps a business going. Okay, so you see, I still can write, right? Like I still can turn my anger into creative fire, but it's so true. I forgot. You have a role to play as well as a customer, because if you don't buy from the small businesses, the culture dies. Okay, my small business, I gave up. You see, I'm like, now I'm doing this one. This is the first time that I'm painting for a while, and this is probably my last painting. In my head, I'm like, I gave up. And surprisingly, when I gave up is when everything is coming. And when I was like, I'm giving up, I'm not going to paint anymore now. Okay, I'm just going to do one more for fun. And now people are calling me for classes and stuff. Like, no, I gave up the stuff. It's so annoying. Like, people don't buy. You have to convince 2,000 times before they invest. You know, they just want to go to Walmart and find the cheapest stuff. But think quality, not prices. And what do you want to see in the world? When you go to Peru or South America, you have little stores, or even in France, you have little stores. You walk around, you have culture everywhere. Here in America, you have concrete. You take your car from point A to point B. There's no journey, right? It's like point A to destination. There's no enjoying the walk or the journey. So think what you want to see popping in your neighborhood. I want to see little stores and restaurants. I want to see little art galleries, an Ayurvedic center, right? There's so many women, talented women here in Jacksonville that are broke, including me. I have a nice house, but I have $0 in my bank account. And all of my friends, when we're like, hey, we want to create the Ayurvedic center, we want to create that. Yeah, okay, you need money to start, you know, you can't buy a building. Yeah, okay, let's do it at my house. Okay, but then it's another, okay, who is going to do the marketing? You need to hire a person to do marketing. Who wants to work for free until we make profit? Nobody. If it's not your business, nobody wants to work for free. You know, people, they don't see the longer picture, and this is so sad. So invest into your small businesses and your friends, and you have a role to play for the culture as well. Your money is how you vote in the economy and in the society. So that's my big thing after all this small business journey. Look, listen, I'm so grateful for my mentors, and because I kept going, because I could see how far I could push it. I could see how good it feels when I finally finish my book, when I do all my masterminds, how all these ideas in my head manifested. I have videos now. People want information. Hey, click that video. It's all there. All the secret geometry, all the knowledge is out there available, and I feel good because I feel like even if I have 1 view or 2 views on my videos, when one day, if I die tomorrow, I don't care. My legacy is created. The knowledge that I have is there on paper. Someone else can do the marketing. It's there. If you're curious, then go find it. You know, so I'm grateful for that, for continuing pushing my art, and without them, I would have given up a long time ago. Listening to people with them, just go get a job as an assistant, just go get a job as whatever, a data entry job. Like, yeah, okay, I could do that 10 years ago, not after all the work I did now. I'm aiming there, right? Blue angels and sky. The sky is the limit. Seriously, universe, the cosmos. I'm not gonna go. I'm already a maid in my own house. Okay, I don't need to go do it for other people. Anyways, but so all of this. But the economic aspect, everybody who's telling me, hey, I'm gonna open a small business, I'm like, I'm not, like, and then I see the city is just not moving fast because the people, they don't believe in the society, they don't believe in the system. So, well, yeah, we need a push. We need a push, like single moms and only you can do that. Like, we can't just manifest it if people don't play the game. So even just if you don't have the money, just share the post, make other people know that the offer is available, All right. Look at that. Tequila makes your memory go much better. Okay, and now when it comes to relationships, what do you prefer? Okay, now in relationship crisis, okay, we have a crisis. My mentors have this duty to, we kind of have this unspoken agreement. They started their masterminds when I started my business at the same time. So their mentorship is what made me go up the value ladder, right? With no help, spiritual help, but no financial help. How can you deal with it by yourself? How can you be resourceful, right? So they want to see how the machine works without the help. For anybody who's going through the same thing that I've been, divorced women, mostly single divorced moms. That's the worst for us because you have no time, you have no freedom. You see how long it takes to do something because in between one project I have to clean my house 5,000 times and never stays clean, or I have taken pets to the vet, or there is always something. You know that if you don't have anyone to do it for you. But then I'm like, I'm in between, what is a friend? What if someone has nothing else to offer than their friendship? This is how you see really people. If people will stay, if you have nothing else to offer than your friendship and be true. And at the same time, you also have what if your expectations were a mark of trust and vulnerability? What if you expect from your friends and all of a sudden, I'm not going to expect anything? I would be offended if someone would tell me, I'm not expecting anything from you. Like, no, I want to expect, if I expect from people, it's people that I trust and I care about. So you don't want to let the inspiration, you don't want the relationship to become a far away influence or inspiration, right? Proximity is key. Don't let those people who contradict themselves every 5 minutes tell you otherwise. Proximity is power, okay? So this is how it works. Partnerships. Yes. So, your vote is your actions. Okay, you vote with your actions. You can say something, but if you don't do it, like I feel like I've been talking, I need to take the action. But now I've been knocking at everybody's door. I'm done talking at the doors. It's your turn to ring the phone and let's do it. Okay, let's fly those airplanes and then feed the culture and see how the world changes. The first cause of divorce is money. People argue because money and stuff like that. Once you start supporting the businesses, you start, the world changes because there's no more violence, there's no more stress. This is why I support the mastermind so much as well, because they're creating small businesses, okay? A new economy from the bottom up, like the president would say. But by doing that, a community of solidarity, then you remove the anger. And then we can go to revoking the Second Amendment of the Constitution. So this is my little request part for our lovely president and his wife and the government. I have two requests today. So the first one is, please, can we revoke the Second Amendment of the Constitution? I don't understand gun laws. I don't understand guns. I don't want to live in fear. I know sometimes sabotage happened at my house, and I don't want to live in fear. I don't want to live in fear. I don't want to have a gun to protect myself. It's pointless. And then you're in fear that if they have a gun, blah, blah, blah. In France, we never think stuff like that. We don't have guns. It doesn't exist unless you're in a super high gang in the ghetto or in the mafia or whatever. But you never see that. You never see those people. Right? If you're not involved in crime, you're not there. So it's 1 in 100, 1%. Here, I don't know, you're like, you go knock at someone's door, they shoot you in the head because what, you dared, I don't know. So we must do that. And then a special thanks to Antonio Guterres, who is the Secretary General of the United Nations. I wish for him to have a Legion of Honor. You know, he posted something the other day that really touched me. He said, I want my granddaughter to know that I did everything I could or everything possible to support the environment, you know, to fight climate change and stuff. And I'm like, you know, people like this who wake up every day, do a hard work and are not ashamed or scared to speak up against big corporations, against governments, against things that have been going on so wrong, and people don't do anything. They're telling you climate change is an emergency, and he keeps going. You know, that's one thing I've learned with all these closed doors is like, once I'm going to be in front of the oil companies or some industries that they don't want to have anything to do with you, you have to be persistent. You have to continuously, because if you know you have to and you're right, then you can't let people say no to you. No, you're going to listen. And this man, he's just every day, he goes all around the world to help people. He stands for women's rights and environment and human equality, gender equality. Yeah, that's what I meant. Which, by the way, do you know why there's so many successful men? Because women, they're at home with the kids. Or they're single women and they're the one, or they're married women, but they're just more interested in their career. They want to do something. They're the one who buys the courses, right? They buy from the hot guys, you know. So give some space also to the women who want to make an impact on the scene. But yes, this man deserves a Legion of Honor, if not a Nobel Prize. And President Biden is amazing as well. When I'm president, I will be happy to decorate you myself, because I'm so excited to see, you know, how you're doing this marathon all around the world for peace and alliances between countries. This is so important. And another congratulations to Robert Grant, who is also having an award today for lifelong achievement. You deserve it. You're a handsome, kind, smart genius that is inspiring so many people every day and raising the level of communication through all these mathematics and archaeology and literature and words and music, all of that. At first, I was like, why do they always have to code everything? Like, because you can speak openly when you're coding, you can talk about anything, because only people who are initiated can understand it. So this is what we always say, the truth is in plain sight all the time. Everything is in plain sight, but your eyes, your glasses determine what you see, your level of education, your level of knowledge, your level of consciousness, and your experiences as well. When I came to America and they started doing all this stuff online, and I got really scared. I was like, what is going on? It was like the Truman Show for me, you know. And even addition to the synchronicities that you see every day, nature's birds talking to you and all of that, you know. At first I remember I was like, I'm crazy, that's not real. Then synchronicities come back and louder, and then you're like, oh, okay, well maybe if you all are not seeing it, but you all are crazy. And I think we're all crazy in a way, in our own little world that we live in. you know, but learning the language of each other raises the compassion, but it also raises the level, the quality of the spirit and the brain, the consciousness, and all by the heart. Okay, the heart is what guides you to want to connect. We all fell in love with each other so much. That's why it was a giant mess at first, because it was just like love, you know. So universal cosmic love that fills you with inspiration and excitement, and then how to manifest it or implement it in your everyday life when it doesn't work like this. I don't know, I mean, I feel pretty loving at first when I came to, anyways, yeah, so yes, and one more word for the president, Joe Biden, and the wonderful first lady as well. You guys are doing amazing. Thank you for such emotional intelligence. I want you to know that we are learning from you and we've got your back. There is an army now that is connecting to continue the work together and the legacy. And I don't know, I think Tony Robbins is gonna be coming to change that constitution, you know. We're a team, we're all together, and I hope for the next elections that we're, you know, when I saw the last elections and they were like, oh, who's the worst, blah blah blah, criticize and everything, and maybe they had reasons, but this time is different. This time is like the best with the best, you know. It's like helping each other. How, it's not even who has the power, it's how do we create the best power with the best of each other. I feel this is crazy, like the politics, you know. Joe Biden said we used to be a society of opposition, that we turned into a society of competition, and now I would say it's turning into a society of collaboration. And competition, I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't like it. In France, we're not like that, you know. We like to go out and drink rosé at the terrace. But what does it mean? That we're a little bit lazy, a little bit, but it also means that we talk, we socialize, we question, we have times to think and have conversations. And sometimes it doesn't look like you're working, but you're working when you're drinking a shot of tequila. So yes, what did I write? Yeah, a constitution. Tony Robbins will handle that constitution so we can keep promoting and embodying a society of consciousness, emotional, intelligent, and resourceful people. And that's true. That's true. That's true. Okay, page number 3. All right. So I'm so happy that people have overcome appearances so much. Can you believe I had like some friends who said they were like embarrassed to go out with me, and I was like, dramatic. So that I have my gangsters record out, I am finally able to enter the world of Hollywood and politics, and trust me, I've learned from the best. Okay, so let's talk about the Kabbalion. Now you have this triangle right here. The Kabbalion, the triangle, and the square, and the circle, with a box that opens to beautiful heart, that obviously symbolizes the ring, the alliance, and the symbol of the Alpha and Omega. The Pandora box, the box of knowledge, of love, and stars and opportunities. Okay? Once you open, what did I read about that? Once the Pandora box is open, you find love wherever you go. You create art and make a movie of our lives. Allow yourself to dream. Allow the dream to come. Oh yeah, baby. Welcome with love, passion, enlightenment, and union. It's like opening your soul to wonders every day with all the signs and synchronicities. So thank you for painting with me. And like I said, I'm so proud and honored to have so many cool people to have my paintings. It's like telluric antennas. We all have this strong energy. You know, I send my paintings only to people who are, whoever wants it, really, it's for everybody. But when I make a gift, people who have inspired me in my journey, that I believe have a strong mission, and the energy is there to anchor and then manifest, represent, and amplify as well. And by all having a painting of these collections, mostly the Metatrons, that is just literally a portal, we're creating the net and connection in between us as well. And over the time, they merge the consciousness. So it's really powerful. Whew. All right, everybody, it's 50 minutes. I wanted to do a 10 minutes video, but I don't know why I speak so much. There is a lot to say though. I'm tired of TikTok. I'm tired of Instagram. You used to be able to post 15 minutes videos. Now 1 minute 30. I don't even post videos on Instagram anymore. I'm like an hour, 1 minute and 30 seconds, 90 seconds. You can't even post anything. You're like, what? Like what? The brain can't even work for more than 30 seconds. You can't watch a conference for 50 minutes. This is why painting is so amazing, because when you're painting, you can watch. This is when I watch all your conferences. When I'm sitting down painting, then I can listen. Because if you're in your everyday life, or maybe you're listening when you're cooking or you're knitting, but if you're driving, it's difficult to focus, or if you're with your kids or stuff. But when you're doing something creative, and mostly to sit down, be able to listen. And when I listen to you guys, it's also your words that are coming through me, and that I get to paint inside the paintings. You guys inspire me so much, because I start the painting and then I see the blue angels or the thunderbird. They're posting their picture of the airplanes, and then the colors of the clothes, landscapes. I don't know, this one, you know what inspired me? It was Ellen for the background. Ellen, she posted the day I started that painting, she posted a video, and she was in front of her ocean. She's like, hey, I just got a new house. Hey, I'm showing you everything. Like, she was just like grass. But on the background, you could see the ocean. It was like a point of view with the ocean on the back. And that was awesome, because it reminded me when I was in Peru. I used to live in Barranco, which is the Malecon. The Malecon is like a cliff, right? It's a cliff where you walk all around the cliff, and you have this view on the Pacific Ocean, because in case of tsunamis, the water will hit on the cliff. So this is why they keep it elevated like that, and the view is just amazing. So of course, at some point you have stairs, you can go down all the way down to the beach, but the whole walk, you're walking there, you're so elevated, and you see the ocean, and like the light in the ocean is like silver reflections. I used to sit there all the time. I remember there were 3 trees that were all like this, like by the Malecon, because the wind was always blowing in the same way. And like I used to stop at the tree and be like, and just be like meditating, looking at the ocean. Or they were like my trees. Like it was awesome. And that reminded me of that. Like when I saw her bag like that, it reminded me of that time. And you know, everywhere I go, the ocean looks different. In Nice, the ocean, the sea has this color that's got nowhere else. It's like Mediterranean blue. Oh, it's like this light, I don't know, it's like deep blue, like a sea breeze. Actually, this is like that, sea breeze. No, like that, sapphire. So every ocean has their color. Here in Jacksonville, the ocean is more like gray, blue, navy blue, gray. But the beach is amazing. We have a large sand beach. There's nobody really, like the entire beach, there's miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. And yeah, it's really great. Miami, the beach is nice, the water is blue, turquoise blue, but there's so many people on the beach, that's crazy. In Guadeloupe, it's nice, the best beach in Guadeloupe, 5 minutes away from my mom's house, driving. There's a little creek there, the little restaurant right next to it. You go there, you get the little rum with juice, go down to the beach, swim there. Oh, this is really nice, really nice. But there were so many mosquitoes at my mom's house. That was crazy. Like, oh my god, like her house is like paradise. You go there, you're like, oh my god, this is paradise. Everything's beautiful, the island amazing, little restaurant not too far. Mosquitoes, guys, crazy, like hundreds. It's like you're in paradise, but you can't sit down. You're like, like for a month, I spent the whole month with like a sweater and a hoodie and the sleeves and like socks when it was hot outside, just so the mosquitoes. And then at night we were like in the mosquito net, and I would be standing on the bed. Esteban would be sleeping, and I didn't want a mosquito to bite Esteban because that was a lot. So I would stand on the bed, like there would always be like 3 or 4 mosquitoes get in the net, in the bed. So all night I'd be here with my phone, my torch, and be like facing the mosquitoes. Like I was like, I'm never going back. But no, we need to treat the mosquitoes and the trees so we can enjoy the paradise, right? Alright, anyways, that was a little travel sequence. Thank you for watching. Tell me if you like the painting. Contact me for team buildings, masterminds, not just for the Blue Angels, it's for anybody. If you want to do a ladies' night, or a work team building event, or family activity, anything, I can do one-day workshop, I can do a full week program here, retreat. In that case, if you're doing here, we can welcome 6 people. And I have my friends with the Ayurveda, she can do massages. My other friend has Dani, she has the juices, prepared plants, organic juices. We can do food and healing and health, team-oriented. We can do engineering, team-oriented. We can just do art and symbols and literature. Spend a day, a week of reading books, talking about prophecies, I don't know, novels, writing, anything, so at the pool or going for a walk or whatever. So this is the retreats program here. It's kind of customized, just write to me. It's about, I would say, I would charge like, what was it? 4,000 a week or 2,000 a week? I don't remember, 3,000, I don't know, we can negotiate depending what you like. And then go into your office. It's 4,000 a week, 4,444. It's an energetic number, but it includes me going to the office and bringing all the supplies, the books, printed, some oracles, all the materials that you need, clean up and set up and all of that. Food and snacks, maybe not all the dinners and stuff, but some food and snacks. And that at your organization is interesting because we get to, sorry, I'm staring at the salt. Choose a theme, right? Your wellness organization, your engineering, scientists, military, government, United Nations, humanitarian, artistic. We can arrange that too. This is a la carte. If I work with the United Nations, we are offering this now. The goal is to go to bring it everywhere, small local scale and massive scale, schools overseas in Lebanon, in Syria, in Africa, or even here in the United States. What do they have in South America also? They have an influence there. But the point is just to keep the education, keep the support, have the military become a humanitarian entity in the long run. When there is no more war, there is no more weapon, we can work on land consolidation, energy, all of this stuff. It's all about coordinating. And the beauty about it, sorry I'm a little long, but you see, there's so much to talk about, and I'm happy this conversation will stay with everybody's names and questions and discussions, projects. See in 10 years, come back to it, be like, oh my god, this is when, yeah, we started the Space Olympics, you know, and like I have Adam Apollo that I talked to about this anti-gravity formula. He said, oh yeah, I was talking with a friend and we were planning this formula just like that. It was pretty much the same thing that you did. The guy's a physicist, right? Super genius. And I'm just like, hey, I channeled this when I was painting. What do you think? He's like, oh yeah, that's exactly the stuff. And I'm like, wow, that's that's so awesome. That's great. It's really like meant to happen. Now it's just a question of how, time, when, how, why. Okay, so write to me, patchamamart1111@gmail.com. Have a great day. Thank you for watching. I love the tequila. Teremana, if you're watching, it's an honor. Thank you. Gonna have my birthday party tomorrow. Whoop, whoop. Bye, everybody. And one more thing, guys. It's like a Marvel movie, okay? The best is for the end. Keep the little key moment. How could I forget to talk about the Teremana logo? Look. I love the logo. Every time I see a brand, I try to understand the logo, look at it. It's super cool. So it's got, see, another interesting thing, the legend of the Inca, right, the Pachacuti, and the Inca territory has 4 lands called the Tawantinsuyo. So the north, south, east, west, but depending on the geography and also how is it jungle, the selva, is it sierra, the mountain, or the coast, you know? So it's got all these aspects. It can also remind of the Rosicrucian symbol, the rose, in some way. I would say like an arm as well. It's like personified, making the logo come alive. So you know the mandala you put at the center, the energy, and then that like an echo from inside out that spreads out to the world. This is why you put the attention logo in a central circle, the circle that represents the emanation as well. So yeah, that was the most important thing. I talk about everything, but not about that beautiful logo and the colors. The colors, even J-Lo and Ben Affleck, they were at the Netflix presentation of The Mother, and they were wearing black and white like that, and with the skin colors. You see, everything is like a music. You know, we are playing like the music And depending on who you're following or what you do, where you go every day, what you paint, what you create, where you work out, it's not like notes of music everywhere.